Hi, everybody. I am Andra Annette, and welcome to this week's session of Building Community. And today I have somebody very special with me. So I get to meet a lot of incredible people online, and I'm just so happy that there are people out there trying to create good in the world and help other people on that journey. So today I have a special guest with me, Chidimma Ibeh, and I don't think I'm doing her name justice. So she's going to correct me on that. And she's helping kids and teens learn coding. She has a company called Open Pathway Academy, and she's the founder of this company, and she's helping them get jobs in tech. And I think that's amazing. So please help me welcome our guest today. Hi, sweetie. Pronounce your name for me because I would be annoyed if someone mispronounced my name.
My name is Chidimma Ibeh.
Okay, it's a beautiful name. So tell me about what got you started. It's okay, don't worry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, don't worry about that. Tell me about
Um,
what got you started on this pathway.
what got me started on this pathway um, is I started, I guess, learning how to code, and I received my master's in software development, and I decided to also become a Microsoft Teal computer science teacher. I volunteered to teach high school students how to code and also work side by side with high school teachers and train them in their curriculum to be able to teach their students. So for me, I've always had a passion for teaching. So that's one of the major reasons why I decided to pursue this option and also to create my business on teaching the youth, teens, kids how to code.
So do you think that this is going to open a lot of doorways for them because tech is everything today? You can't I came online honestly a few years ago and I've been doing what I've been doing for 40 plus years now. But to do it online and not have any tech skills was very difficult and it really hindered my business in the beginning. So I can imagine that this is going to open up a lot of doors for these youth and teens that you're helping.
Right, right. And also I work as a teacher at a local school district, and I do see that a lot of the students are having difficulty in in their studies, and they require more guidance and guidance from people like me to help them be able to establish themselves. So I I decided that this path makes the most sense in terms of bridging that gap between helping the youth and also providing opportunities for them in a career opportunity. So one of the things I want to do is to provide hackathon opportunities and high school internships for these students so they can have a more defined, clear path to various career opportunities in tech. And there's also opportunities in coding and like data science and even in the business world. So my primary course is focused on tech.
Okay. So you said you have your master's degree in this. A master's degree in anything isn't easy. So I know that you're very committed to this. So you said you like teaching, but there are just as many um adults, I lost my tongue there for a minute, just as many adults that are not that tech savvy either. So why did you choose to work with youth?
Hmm, good question. Um, Well, for me, because I want to be able to help, because a lot of parents these days are very stressed, um, with balancing a lot of responsibilities, work, and also career, and a lot of time they don't have the time to um, provide these opportunities for their kids. So I just decided this would be the path. I mean, I'm not against any adults that do want to learn coding, but this is my main focus at the moment.
Okay, well, I think you'll be opening a lot of doors to adults too. So, what do you feel is the biggest problem in the curriculum? Because there's definitely a gap in the learning process in the schooling systems post COVID. Kids coming back or struggling more with attention. Are you finding this with something like tech that they want to learn as well, or do you think that's just with other curriculum activities?
Um, I think that can you reword that or re-explain?
Okay, so children are going to be interested in tech. You can't see a child nowadays without seeing them glued to their phone or on the internet, on TikTok, or so that's
Yeah.
something they're really interested in. But there is a learning gap for some people. But post COVID, learning has changed. A lot of people are less intent on school activities. They're having difficulty after being gone so long, I guess, not being in the classroom. They're still, even though it's been a long time, still having difficulty acclimating themselves back to the school system. So I would think something interesting like tech might change that for them. Do you find that to be so in your line of work where their attention span is not all over the map? It's really focused on learning that tech.
I do find that students these days are more distracted and they have been impacted by COVID-19. So this is one of the reasons why I think we as society have to start them at a much younger age, and get them on the right track with certain career opportunities or various career opportunities so that um, they're not caught up in the distractions of the war. So and also they already have interest in technology, so we can guide them in the right, teach them how to use technology in a positive way. We can help them use it to better themselves as opposed to like a more um, destructive path, or spending too much time on this technology, and they could be using it to learn many different skills, expanding their talents. So if we can also provide relevant opportunities like hackathons or computer science internships, we can show them that yes, technology is okay, technology is good, and these are the opportunities that are available to you if you start on this path instead of being consumed by creating TikTok videos.
I like that. So it's been all over the news now. They're very against TikTok because they just are. It's not something that's here in this country, and I think that serves more their purpose than what the kids are actually doing. I think tech is a nice way to get kids more involved and more focused. I think that there's a lot of kids today that are really not sure what they want to do. And certainly the message of social media is telling kids today that they really don't have to go to college, that they don't really need to learn anything because they can go online and make money quick. And I think we're sending a very bad message to our children with doing that. And while I don't think college is for everybody, I certainly don't. I think there are a lot of online courses like what you were teaching that can really give these kids a hands up and the tools they need to certainly make really good money. So my question to you is, what kind of things would coding help them with? So you said the computer science, right? But kids hear science and they think, oh, this can't be fun, right? I love science, so for me, I'd be all over that. But what is coding? Can you explain that a little more for the audience? Because a lot of the audience doesn't really understand what coding is and what that really means.
Well, coding is it's just sending instructions, step by step instructions to the computer to read, and then the computer will execute these instructions. Okay.
Okay.
And um, going back to what you were saying, that students, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's
Can you,
okay. It's
can you,
okay. I know I speak fast sometimes too,
yeah, so sorry.
but I
Can you,
think that
could you ask me a few questions about how to explain coding and what that is? I think that was the question. So I explained that. And your second, there was another question that you asked.
about like their curriculum. So if somebody wanted to pursue a career in coding without necessarily going to college, taking on one of these online courses and maybe getting certified by you or learning it in the classroom, would that give them the skills to get a good job?
Right. There is, so I think you said that a lot of them believe that they could just take a course online and then just make money, right?
Hmm.
Right. But then they may limit themselves to only a few opportunities because coding is becoming, actually not becoming, it is a part of a lot of career options. I mean, if you go into the medical field, there's certain medical fields that require coding. To become a scientist, they do use a lot of coding, and to become even to go into the business world, to be a business analyst, there's SQL, there's Python that they use on a day-to-day basis. um I mean, and also there's other careers in tech like project management. So I think the coding can be another avenue for kids to experience something that is going to be a positive experience for them. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they all have to be engineers, but this is just one of the things that if they, once they grow up, they can always remember, oh, okay, I remember I took that class with Open Path Academy, and it really made me start to trust in my talent and who I am. It really opened me up to challenging myself to now wanting to learn, I don't know, how to play music. So it's like it's a starting point. It's like you expose them to coding and wherever that may lead them, as long as it's a positive experience, I think it can still be beneficial to them.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
so to just say I could just take a course online and and earn money, and that is valid for a certain group of people, but that type of structure is not going to work for every student, right? There are students that do need more hands-on, and there are certain opportunities that only available to people that invest in themselves. So I would say I recommend that parents um just invest in your child. It's important not to have a restrictive plan, and even for students to just learn. And the saying goes that learning is a lifetime thing. It's something we have to do, because you never know what you just never know what knowledge that you acquire, like what knowledge may be the most helpful for your career, because we all study different things. Because I started as a pre-med student, and here my calling is to teach and also to provide career opportunities for others. That's what
I
I'm
think,
mostly.
but I think that's great. And I think that you're on a very good path. I love what you're doing for these kids. But I think it helps them. A lot of people are overwhelmed by tech. And I think the earlier they learn it, that it's a skill they're going to need in any career. It's like math. When you're in high school, you say to yourself, when am I really going to need math, right? But it's for everything. You can't go out to eat without having to calculate a tip. You can't, go shopping for clothes without understanding what 50% off really means for your pocketbook. So people might not see um the benefits when they first look at it. But I think that it's imperative that we really do have more programs that are really going to gear children towards success early on. And that if they're offered in the school, that a lot of kids won't be exempt from them. So a lot of these courses are offered in colleges, and many people can't afford to go to college. So I like that you're doing this because it's an easier way for them to acclimate into a skill and decide if they like it without spending 2 years in college and saying, this isn't for me. So they'll know in the beginning, and it's a skill they're always going to use, right?
Right.
Like you said, I mean, I'm sure even accountants have to know coding. So there are so many different job opportunities for them. And this gives them that path, it opens some doors even before. So even coming out of high school, they might be able to get an entry level position with a company, and a nice company, and see if it's something that they want to do full time, how much they like it. And they'll learn, the company will teach them at that level, and they can decide if they want to go to college, right? And a lot of companies will invest in them if they're good, and help them on an even better path. So I think it's going to open a lot of doorways. If you could talk to the parents, so some parents are not happy because their kids are always on the computer, always doing something online, and they might think that teaching them more might actually not be a good thing. What would you say to those parents?
Um, well, I would say um it's all in how the child use the technology. So we have to teach our children to use technology in a responsible way. So if children are provided resources and things, and you show them how they can use something positively, because technology is not going anywhere. But if you can teach them to use it positively, then maybe they won't be so consumed with it, and using it in ways that are not helpful towards them. So
Okay.
teaching good habits, I think, is better. Provide them with an opportunity to use it to learn, um, especially if it's something that they're interested in. So they don't go down the path of just using it to just entertain themselves, or yeah.
I like that. So where can people find you? What is your website?
My website is www.openpathacademy, everything spelled out. OPENPATH Academy, ACADEMY.com. And I am launching, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask you the best way for them to contact you other than the website.
They can search for my company on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, if they just type my company name. Also LinkedIn, they can find me there. And I'm also currently launching a course in Python. And the first 5 spots, the first people that sign up will get for my group classes. Well, I have a one-on-one and a group class. Will get 20% off. And also if for my group classes, if um they bring on friends or siblings, they will get $50 off of their plan.
That's
So
great.
yes.
Okay, so if you could tell the audience one thing about what coding has done for you, what would that be?
For me, coding has challenged the way I think. It's made me to to continuously um make me the think think that I can do better and not restrict myself to because I used to, obviously we start off, we think coding is difficult, but but just like anything, the more you learn something, the more you practice something, the more you become better at it. So it's just another coding is just another skill that can be acquired if the student's ready to be patient with their learning process.
I love that. I want to thank you so much for coming in today and sharing this with my audience. It was a pleasure meeting you. Hang out for a minute. And I wanted to say thank you to the audience. I hope you enjoyed meeting Chidimma as much as I did. I think this is something amazing that she's on to, and I think your kids would do very well. Your children would do very well for signing up for this and getting involved. We'll get them involved in something that is going to be beneficial instead of something that's just entertainment. So thanks for watching. I am Andra Annette. Have a great day.
Bye.